Okay, so for this video, I'm going to try installing NGINX. I've used NGINX as part of other applications, or I should say containers. I've never really spun it up as itself as like a personal web server. So let's try taking a look at it and see if we can get it working. So of course we're on the NGINX hub.docker.com page, and we're going to have to look through our configurations. And let's see, here we are. So of course, first we're going to call this NGINX. So NGINX, you probably call it something more related to like what you're serving, but for now I'm just going to call this NGINX. I did have a pre-pull of the image, just that way we don't have to wait for it to pull when we do this. So we're going to need port 8080. I think I have something on 8080 or had something on 8080. But use a free host port. I want to do 8082. The container port is 80. Okay. We're not using a template. Not going to go too crazy and use a configuration right now. I know there was one other thing I needed to do. Yeah, here. Need to mark this as where the container is looking in itself. Let's go ahead and set up a volume for that. So let's map an additional thing. We're going to bind our address, and now we need to go set up a folder for this. Go in here. I'm just going to call this folder website. Let's make some HTML files in here and get going from there. Still haven't downloaded any editing software. It's something I really need to do, but most of the stuff, uh, you gotta pay for, and I really don't have the means of doing so. And I feel doing these in one take and showing possible screw-ups is better than trying to look perfect on here. Alright, so we got our pages, so index.html. Let's edit that real quick. Let's do this HTML. I haven't done this since middle school. So we'll need a title. We'll just call this testing NGINX. Close our title. Start the body. Nope, we don't want to close the body, we want to start the body. And then we'll just do a ridiculous H1. Hello. This is the, so this all capital NGINX test. Close our H1. Close our body. And close our HTML. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. Close. Grab our path. Drop it in here. I think we should be good to go. Because we're not doing any configuring right now. We're not going out to the internet or any of that kind of stuff. And if you do point your website out to the internet, please read all the documentation and take your security very seriously. Alright, so let's go ahead and deploy our container. Okay. Should be good to go. We should be on 8082. If we don't point to a certain file, we should get the welcome to NGINX. Welcome to NGINX. Okay. Now if we do /index.html, hey, hello, this is the NGINX test. Testing NGINX. And if we go to our source, you can see it's still just a very basic 80s, 90s HTML layout. So we do have that. Wonder if we do the other pages, it'll default to the NGINX page now, since we don't really have anything on those either. So page 1, yeah, 404 not found. So we go away from our view source. Okay, good. So it will tell you there's nothing there. And then if you go to, since it's not configured, straight to the port, you want to get the welcome to NGINX. Okay, cool. So very easy if you're wanting to test a web page or kind of get your directory set up. Again, do look into the documentation much further. This is a good way to serve, I'd say, static pages, personally for me. I don't know to the extent of what you can really do with NGINX, but uh, again, if you're going to point it to the internet uh, through self-hosting, check your security. Uh, if you're using it to serve yourself something, try to use a reverse proxy. Besides that, be safe. Hope this was interesting somewhat, and have a good one.